This is the MTPredictor weekly update for November 14th. Well, this past week we saw the market reach new highs, new yearly highs, and it looks like the companies of especially the S&P, but not just the S&P, used this last week to sell into this QE2 Fed-induced rally, I guess you could say. But it wasn't just the S&P 500. Bloomberg pointed out that the insider selling at the S&P or S&P companies reached a record in the past week. Also, last week's insider selling of all stocks, not just the S&P, hit an all-time record of 4.5 billion shares. So, and if you look here, I've got the weekly chart of the Dow, and this was the prior high for the year. This was back in April, where we got that DP, and I'm just going to put a decision point off of that prior weekly swing high, and we'll step this forward because it projected out this decision point here. In fact, let me take it off just so you can see it pop up here. I'm going to put that decision point back on here. Okay, and you see it pops up here. And that gives us an area, if the market does rally back up, an area where the market may stall once again. Again, it would be at new highs, and as we see in the weekly chart, and I pointed this out last week, boom, we came right up to the tick into that decision point resistance, and then we got the insiders selling last week, and that's what helped take the market down here. So you can see we're into this bigger overall resistance. We're into this supply area from back in August of 2008, all in this area. So obviously it's an area where we could see a correction. I don't know how deep it will be if we do get it, based on the liquidity and so forth that's still coming into the market. And but it certainly wouldn't surprise me if we did get here you can see down here. In fact, I'll put on the major Elliott wave patterns on the weekly chart here, and we've got this wave 2 or B. Wave C down would be down in this area. It starts at 6,225. So we'll see what we get from here if this selling continues, and we do finally get market takes a breather here before we'll see if it gets another leg, if we get a correction and another leg up, or if this in fact is going to be a bigger, they start taking out the lows back here in July. That gets taken out, then we may see more downside. So quite a ways away, but that's a little more big picture stuff. And then if we check the commodities, just looking at gold here, I'm just going to check and see gold. If I put the Elliott wave major analysis on here, we've got a 1 down to 2, up to 3, down to 4, up to 5 here, and you see we got the we'll pull back here in gold, and we'll see if that continues as we came through that maximum wave 5 resistance area and came into this decision point resistance as well. So if they take, if we get a close above this reversal bar high in gold, if we get a close above that and then that area gets taken out, we may continue the next leg up. Obviously if they can't take this out, then this will get the pullback after the wave 5, maybe an ABC type correction there. We'll see. And then in oil, I think I was showing you oil the last few weeks. how that had a nice 5-wave pattern up here. We've come into the typical wave 5 resistance, and then they've pulled back here in oil as well. So we'll see if that also has a bit of a correction here, and then we'll see where we go from that point. So again, this is a period in the market. You know, you got a lot of stuff. The internals are still ugly. You know, we just talked about the insider selling hitting, you know, all-time record highs, 4.5 billion shares in last week, I think it was. So, you know, internally things are still messy, and but you know, the market is up where it is, and due to forces other than normal, I think, market action that we would see. So you got to be careful in here. The risk-reward ratio is not pretty to the upside. So just keep on your toes. We've been saying this for a while, but we're in that heading into the end of the year, and they may try to keep things propped up through the end of the year, and we may not see any, you know, if things don't improve in the internals by the spring of next year. You know, it could get ugly. So we'll see. You never know. We'll come back and take a look at things next week and do it all over again.